sports betting brother, and I bring it up, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd, and I'm a sports betting market analyst with OddsJam.com. We teach you how to bet like a pro using all the tools, all the mathematically profitable edges that the OddsJam provides. And today we're talking about just 5 quick tips on how you bet college basketball. College basketball's been going on for a little bit. We're here in late December, and things are going to get really interesting going into the springtime for college basketball's tournaments and everything going on. And now's a good time to start to kind of think about and to get into it because football's wrapping up. Give you some information to help you get out of the ground on college hoops and make some money. So I've got 5 tips, 5 things that I think all beginners or even people who have been doing it for a little while might need as a good reminder, good education, good information, and hopefully add some money to your pocket by using these heuristics. So let's take a look. All right, guys, first tip number 1, planning and prep. And you're saying, well, for what? So I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to hunt, teach you how to look for these bets. And by getting the calendar out, kind of sitting down and planning and preparing your schedule, you can identify where some of the opportunities are going to be. And I do this with the NBA. We typically do it on Thursdays where I'll look at the week ahead and look at the traveling schedules and things like that. You can do the exact same thing with college hoops. Highly recommend it. So the first thing is planning and prep, and just set yourself, half hour, 45 minutes to sit down and kind of get ready for the upcoming week. So there's number 1. All right, guys, number 2 in the top 5 tips for college hoops to make more money is line shopping. Now, line shopping obviously is going to be done at OddsJam. OddsJam.com has got the best tools to help you find all of the best prices, whether it's arbitrage, positive EV, all the bets out here on the markets. And so as part of your first step in planning and prep is understanding, what you're getting yourself into. What are the assets? Who's playing? When are they playing? What's the scheduling look like? So number 2 is line shopping, and having a good idea of where the value is definitely number 2. All right, guys, here's number 3. And of course, this is where we start to kind of get into a little more help to understand. Originally I'm saying, okay, set up some time, get your calendar together to understand, what's going on. The number 2 is line shopping. So you're going to be able to find the prices and the best numbers on the games. Well, the third one here is what the hell are we buying? What are we looking for? What are we trying to find? And basically what you'll have every year is you'll have teams against the spread that just really exceed expectations. You'll have teams that just come up out of nowhere and they're just really hard for the odds makers to get a handle on. Of course, you have teams, that in the smaller markets, and this is all we talk about, markets, and you have major markets, which teams, your Dukes, your North Carolinas, your UCLA's, your things like that, but you have teams down here in these smaller markets that you're able to profit and do really, really well on. So when you focus in on some of these teams that are outliers and really standing out, that's what you want to do. Now, contrarily, you can go to the bottom of this, and of course, every year you have teams that really just fall well short of expectations. And at the beginning of the year, they may have a lot of expectations to come out and do really, really well. And then, even just Gonzaga, you get there 3-9 ATS. So team like that, everyone's, putting money on, probably anticipating they'll do really well. But again, just not hitting that expectation. So you'll have that consistency of outliers, whether they're outperforming or underperforming the markets. And so again, if you're gonna buy Tulsa, you got a great price on it, probably something you didn't really want to buy. You want to try to stick with the assets, and we're seeing the teams here as assets that you want to buy at a good value when you're line shopping and planning your schedule. There you go, number 3. All right, guys, wrapped up. Number 4 tip in here for how to bet on college hoops. Obviously, always go to that positive EV page, positive expected value page for the college games and the hoops you're going to find. I guess what I want to say at this particular point is when you're using the positive EV page, you're using the tools. Again, using all these set tools, keep in mind you can always click into these games and think about the motivation and the momentum these teams are having. That's kind of the 4th tip I'm going to bring in, is obviously you're going to use the betting tools, but kind of consider and think about the motivation, the momentum going on with the markets as they're giving this information to you. And are they maybe, again, an overbought or oversold asset, underbought, undersold asset? So kind of think about that as you get into number 4 to help you finally hone in on your selections. All right, guys, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is just to consider and think about the markets. When I say markets, are you betting Kennesaw State and, Lehigh, or are you betting on Michigan, Duke, UCLA, the major markets, the major teams? Where if you understand the markets and the movement, the money, when lines move and lines change, it can mean different things, right? It can mean different things for different teams, different players. So just always consider that, kind of think about that relative to your wager and which direction the odds and the money and everything's flowing in these markets with college basketball. So as you focus in on a particular conference or two. That's always a good piece of advice too, is to really know them really well in depth. But hopefully all this information cumulatively would be able to help you put together sort of a better plan to make more money in college hoops. Give it over to OddsJam with a 7-day free trial to use the tool. Also, want to encourage you to ask any questions or leave us some feedback down below. And as always, let's go make some mathematical money.